versus the Chargers going Joey Bosa, who's a little banged up versus Jawan Taylor. D-line matchups. We're going to go Jacksonville versus the Chargers. We're going Joey Bosa, who's a little banged up versus Jawan Taylor.
Yeah, this is a huge matchup. Obviously, one of the best in the league. Got a little banged up. Talks about how good he is against man coverage. But you negate that with the rush.
All right, number 4, we're going Ronnie Stanley versus Trey Hendrickson. In my opinion, if they shut him down, it's one of the chances they have to win the game. All right, number 4, we're going Ronnie Stanley versus Trey Hendrickson. In my opinion, if they shut him down, it's one of the chances they have to win the game.
Instead of pushing the ball downfield, they need to get this run game going. Hendrickson and Stanley, two big physical guys. Hendrickson almost like a throwback. Pushing the ball downfield, they need to get this run game going. Hendrickson and Stanley, two big physical guys. Hendrickson almost like a throwback defensive end who can stop the run, but also is elite pass. Our run being back, obviously, we know helps this team tremendously. Tryon, sneaky, really good edge rusher for this defensive back. Obviously, we know helps this team tremendously. Offensive lineman, this should be a great battle. Edge rusher for this defensive end against the physicality of Tyron Smith in the run game.
Only chance Miami has to win. Bradley Chubb's got to have the game of his career, I would say, versus
physicality. You got to have the exact game that they traded for him.
Only chance Miami has to win. Bradley Chubb's got to have the game of his career, I would say, versus
all the time. You got to have the exact game that can make impact plays and change games. And how weird is it that we don't get Von Miller in this game? We get Bradley Chubb in this game plays and change games. For the same reason that we don't get Von Miller in this game, we get Bradley Chubb in this game. We were brought in for the same reason to try to get them their teams over the hump. I know that he's working from a defensive, but we all know the quickness in which he wins rushes is his calling card to football. He had 2 sacks in the first matchup against this team. The quickness in which he wins rushes we all know calling card to football. He had 2 sacks well in the first matchup against this team with inside moves. You got to be careful taking inside moves and giving up the edge if you're not going to get home. You can do it more with Tom Brady standing in the middle of the pocket, his offensive line and giving up the edge if you're not going to get home. You can do it more, and Mike is going to have to work wide edges in this game. His offensive line also understands that. Keep the inside clean, and Mike is going to have to work wide edges in this game. Trey Hendrickson is one of the best in the business.
I need water.
Let's talk.
He needs some milk.
Eliminated by a Lions team that frankly just didn't want to see Green Bay advance. And Dan Campbell had those guys ready to go. Here's Alan Lazard with more on their Lions team that frankly just didn't want to see Green Bay advance. And Dan Campbell had those guys ready
Do you expect
to go. Here's Alan Lazard with more on their future.
This will obviously be
I don't know where I'm gonna be
a difficult offseason. Do you expect 12 to be back in the fold next year?
You know, definitely going into the game, I kind of had a realization that my first game here, we can't worry about something my last game, which it is. You know, definitely going into the game, I kind of had a realization. You know, I took just a few moments just to kind of potentially soak it all in and just like pat myself on the back, I guess, and just be thankful. You know, I took just a few moments just to kind of soak it all in and just like
I saw you laughing about Lazard's
pat myself on the back,
I
guess, and just be thankful for this opportunity
about Aaron
and
Rodgers,
this
like,
experience.
I don't know where he's going to be. What do you think? I saw you laughing about
I think he's just getting tired, Lauren, Adam, of Aaron Rodgers, one foot in, one foot out, playing games with the Green Bay Packers. And I think he's just getting tired, Lauren, Adam, of Aaron Rodgers, one foot in, one foot out, playing games with the Green Bay Packers. And he drafted Romeo Doubs, and Adam knows this. One thing that when you look at the situation, they know if they're going to be with a team or not. That position. They drafted Romeo Doubs, and they drafted Watkins. So when you look at the situation, he knows, okay, year to year, get that position. Trying to get my money, and that's what he's thinking right now. Devontae Adams out of town because he couldn't make up his mind from year to year. I'm just trying to get my money, and that's what he's thinking right now.
Meeting with the team yesterday and today. What do we know?
Where's the truth?
I know. Adam, reports are that Rodgers was meeting with the team yesterday and today. What do we know there?
There are exit meetings with every player, so they go over a variety of topics. There are always Aaron Rodgers has a lot meetings that goes on regular. There are exit meetings with every player. People who they go over a variety of tears in his eyes. Clearly, Aaron Rodgers has a lot for him knowing, and even if they made the playoffs, the game on Thursday night, there were people who spotted him with Lambeau Field in his eyes. Potentially an emotional night for him, knowing at Lambeau Field. Then we saw Jameson Williams the last game of the season and ask him at Lambeau Field, which he declined to do. He said he would get him a jersey at a later date, but he wanted to hold on. Then we saw Jameson Williams. Then he walked over to him and asked his dear jersey, which he declined to do. He said he would get him a jersey at a later date, but he wanted to hold on to that one. And then he walked off arm in arm with his dear friend Randall Cobb into his last game at Lambeau Field. Doesn't mean it will, but just like Sean McVay's taking some time to figure out what he wants to do, that Aaron Rodgers will take some time his last game at Lambeau Field. Doesn't mean it will, But just like Sean McVay's taking time to figure out what he wants to do. Aaron Rodgers will take some time
all we can do, Adam, is look to the facts that you just pointed out. Those are all things that happen. So it is interesting. You know, Dan, it was funny. We were just with Devontae Adams covering the Raiders, and he was talking about how wishy-washy Aaron Rodgers has been for years now. It is interesting. You know, Dan, it was funny. We were just with Devontae Adams covering the Raiders, and he was talking about how wishy-washy Aaron Rodgers has been for years now. This is a real thing.
Absolutely. I'm going to give in to I would say this for Green Bay. If Aaron Rodgers wants to come back, because they need his energy. You welcome him with open arms. Maybe not just like the physical. They need the energy. I'm going to give in to a little bit. The second thing is we need you around in the offseason. Take a long, hard look at your defense. Because the defense was just as disappointing as the performance by the quarterback in the offense. I think the second thing is take a long, hard look at your defense. Because the defense was just as disappointing as the performance by the quarterback in the offense.
Is if he decides to come back to your point, Dan, you build talked about this. I said I don't care. Like they had to do it during the season. What I care about is if he decides to come back to your point, Dan,
especially with younger players, it is essential. Christian Watson's made a lot of progress. Okay, up next, Dak Prescott struggled with turnovers this season, throwing 11 interceptions in his last 7 games. Here on Marcus thinks the Bucs can take advantage in their upcoming matchup with the Cowboys on ESPN on Monday. We'll be right back. Here on Marcus thinks the Bucs can take advantage in their upcoming matchup with the Cowboys on ESPN on Monday. Christmas Eve, so time to read and react. We begin with the Giants and Vikings. They face off on Sunday in a rematch of that thriller a few weeks ago. Marcus Spears is going to do a Christmas album next year. That was one of 11 games that the Vikings won by 8 points or less this season, the most one-score wins in a season in NFL history. However, the Giants also had success in close games as their 8 wins in that scenario were the second most in the NFL. These two teams, nail biters till the end, right? But Marcus, what do you think will be the key to this edition of this matchup?
Boogie, ask me why Justin Jefferson is not the most important person.
Why is he not the most important person?
Because it's Dalvin Cook. Okay, I'm gonna give you a crazy stat. I'm gonna give y'all a crazy stat about Justin Jefferson. When Justin Jefferson goes over 90 yards, Minnesota Vikings are 10-1 and they average 28 points a game. When he goes under 90 yards receiving, they are 3-3 and they average 18 points a game. So what would you do if you're the New York Giants? Take Justin Jefferson away and put this football in the hands of Dalvin Cook. If you're smart, like the Minnesota Vikings should be, your next most explosive player is your running back. So you need to figure out how he can have an impact in this game. And maybe his impact will result in Justin Jefferson being a little bit more open. And voila, you are able to be the Minnesota Vikings that you want to be. I think Dalvin Cook has to have an imprint, not only on this game, but in the playoffs if the Minnesota Vikings are going to make a legit run.
You know what else in the category of voila? The Giants are getting back Xavier McKinney and Adoree Jackson in the secondary as they're going to try to slow down Jefferson. So that's some nice help, right? Okay. Next up, Cincinnati, where Joe Burrow spoke to the media ahead of his matchup with the Ravens on Sunday night. Take a listen to this.
You know, it's do or die. That's where you like to be. You know, in those moments, I feel like is where I kind of make my best plays. It's just where I'm comfortable, and you know, these moments are moments that you remember. You don't always remember week 6 games on the road. You remember these playoff games, these home night playoff games.
I'm not sure if anybody is as cool in these big moments as Joe Burrow is. I mean, maybe you, Key, but either way, what do you expect from Burrow in his second playoff run this season?
I can hear you, Dan, but I'm not paying attention. I think when you look at a guy like Joe Burrow who has the experience in the playoffs, he's 3-0 in the regular playoffs, not including the Super Bowl. That's 4 games of experience if you count the postseason with the Super Bowl. You can just tell the swag with him. He's like, you know, I live for these moments. It's cool. We 16 is good, but this is what I die and I live for, and I'm part of that right now. I'm trying to get my team to the Super Bowl.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, he could also smoke some more cigars, which everybody's here for. Let's get to San Francisco. Since replacing an injured Jimmy Garoppolo in Week 13, Brock Purdy has led the 49ers to 6 straight wins while throwing multiple touchdowns in each of those games. That's the longest streak by a rookie in NFL history. So, Dan, what under the sun is allowing for all this success for Purdy?
I'd say the big question was he going to have a connection with some of those weapons that we often talk about when it comes to San Francisco? First of all, the connection with Brandon Ayuk, and specifically over the middle of the field, hasn't skipped a beat. It's fantastic. His willingness to thread the ball into tight windows, trust that Ayuk is going to be where he's supposed to be, and really build on that rapport and the connection has been very impressive. And then I'd say this, he's got a very good feel for George Kittle's routes. Kittle's a very good route runner, but you got to have a great feel for like when he's going to come out of the cut, where does he want the ball placed, and to watch that really develop has been impressive. Also, he's been so impressive, I was actually going to vote for him for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Then Michael Parsons hit me up and was like, Dan, if you do that, I will hunt you down. So I had to place him second behind Garrett Wilson. But
you got scared.
I have a question. Is it voila or voila?
Dan, here's the thing.
It's voila.
French.
It's voila. But
it's voila.
Voila.
But French, you can interpret it however you want. And who knew that Dan Orlovsky was going to be our expert on international languages today?
Voila.
Didn't see that one coming on the bingo card. All right, still to come, the Jaguars will host the Chargers on Saturday. Trevor Lawrence aims for a playoff run. He's been fun to watch. Dan is going to show what the Jaguars offense must do to stay alive this weekend. It's all next on NFL Live.